Hey everyone, this is Dan Bell, and we're going to be doing a little quiet time. So sit back, put your headphones on, and relax. I'm taking the wheel. So here we are at one of the most exciting locations that I have ever visited. This incredible mechanic shop and service station, or filling station, I should say, with a cafe inside. This was the highlight of abandoned places that I have been to. I've never been more excited about a location. These clips have been on my phone for a long time. I have so many video clips on my phone. I take video clips on my phone constantly. And it's finally gotten to a point where I'm getting near the end of my gigs. I think I've used over 100 gigs so far. So I started to pull them off the phone and kind of go through them and try to figure out, what I should release and what might be of interest. And so things that I don't think are that interesting, I'll just do these quiet time videos since people seem to enjoy this idea. And we see here this amazing vintage sandwich board. And there was probably there was a little cafe in this room here. Where they served, just basic roadside food. But this sandwich board, I would guess, is probably 1960s, 1950s maybe. So it's been up there a very long time and seems to be in pretty good shape. But all the ovens and everything have been taken out of here. But you can see, where the cafe was, they had those nice big windows. You could probably sit down and have a coffee and a hamburger. And this area in here is obviously where they brought cars in to service. This is another one of those places where 95, this is, by the way, this is on Route 95 south, heading towards Richmond. And I've passed this place a bunch of times, but I've never actually gone inside. But basically, the road that used to run past this was bypassed by 95, so it just killed the business, and that's why it's closed. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this was last spring. Because I'm looking at the footage, and the trees and stuff are, seem to be just coming into bloom, so. Look at that tennis shoe there. It's kind of creepy. But, yeah, so I did this video. I think, it's just going to be a film it video, but there wasn't much to it. Now, here's our second location. And this was another failed attempt at a video, but still there's some stuff to see. But this house here was completely engulfed by vines and different kinds of trees and everything. And we went into the basement, and the stairs were wobbly, so I think Will got halfway up the stairs, and I said, don't go any further, because if it breaks and you hurt yourself, that's the last thing you want to do when you're on the road. So this was also in Virginia, but it was in a different part of the state. And what I recall was that there was an abandoned go-kart raceway about 2 or 3 miles up the road from where this house is. So the go-kart raceway, I only got one shot of a pile of old go-kart tires. And I didn't film anything else. I had probably had it at that point for the day. I think I remember being kind of irritated this day because it was so cold and windy. But I can't remember which part of Virginia this is in. And there's Will going up the stairs, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Turn around before it's too late. Those stairs were literally so wobbly. I wish I could show you guys how bad they were. They were really bad. And here we are, going around the other side of the house, trying to find a way in, but every entrance was like a perilous endeavor, so I just said, the hell with it, I'm not going in. Let's leave. Back to the car, let's go. I think all these places are just littered on the side of roadways. You see all these houses and everything littered everywhere, no matter which state you're in. And here's a bunch of go-kart tires, which I thought were cool because they were small. It's kind of like an optical illusion, because if you look at that, you say, oh, those are full-size tires, but they're not. They're the size of a large donut. And here we are at the New River Gorge Bridge, which is in West Virginia, southern West Virginia, I believe. Yeah, that's right. And there's the bridge. And after you walk down, 300 steps, you're like, oh, there it is. Okay, where's the car? Time to go. I just walked half a mile to look at a bridge. It's time to go. Get back to the car. I want to see where Hank Williams died. Here we are in another section of Virginia on what looks like a nice day. This looks like a nice warm day. And this is an old motel, and this right here looks like it was a restaurant, obviously, but it was probably like a diner, something like that, like a diner. Not really sure. But it looked like it had been abandoned for a pretty long time. And we'll look in the door here. And you see that little black thing on the floor there? That's a dead bird. No more tweets for that bird. But if you would like to tweet me, this is a nice segue. If you would like to tweet me, the bird can't tweet anymore, but you can tweet me on Twitter at @thisisdanbell. Here we are looking in the window of one of the rooms. Actually, this looks like an office. This was probably the office because there's no bathroom. It's a pretty small room, so I'm assuming this was the office where you would check in. And from what I recall, there was only maybe 8 cabins at this place. It was a very small motel. And here's William again, and we're at a antique store, which was in near Newburgh, Maryland, right before the bridge that goes over to Virginia. And the reason that I did a video in here is, you'll see it in a minute, but I'm just getting some shots of these creepy child mannequins and E.T. and this really cool bar here. It's an old, boy, that's creepy. It's an old soda fountain. Look at that. It's pretty awesome. It's probably from the 40s right there. Maybe 50s. Well, it looks 40s though. Kind of that Art Deco layering on the side or whatever. But anyway, the reason that I came here was because we're going to see it in just a second. Was this right here. This is a replica of the Wright brothers airplane, the first flight, the Wright brothers. But the cool thing about this this particular replica is that it was in the Air and Space Museum, the Smithsonian, for many, many years. And they ended up retiring it. And the people who owned this antique store made an offer and bought it. And then they brought it to house in this building. And you can see they have some really beautiful stuff. I actually got a really cool roadside motel sign for my living room. So it was a very fun place to see. But also seeing this, it brought back a lot of memories, because when I was a kid, going to elementary school, we always went to the Smithsonian, and I remember this mannequin. Isn't that funny? Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching.